Unfossum.
There were many major players in the discussions with the Hittites to try and weed out peace. These three were Paser, the vizier, and Prince Kayamwaset, and Nemtymes. These three men were sent as envoys to Hattusilus to personally deliver the letters between the Egyptians and the Hittites. In 1997, the tomb of Nemtymes was discovered at Saqqara, which revealed much of the missing part of the discussions. In the tomb, Nemtymes is named as Ramses' royal envoy to all foreign lands, the chief steward of Memphis, overseer of the works in the temple of Ptah, fan-bearer on the right of the king, and most interestingly, the eyes of the king. Nemtymes was a very important individual to Ramses, so much so that the king afforded him a magnificent tomb at Saqqara. At the very central view of the tomb is a large statue of the goddess Hathor.
This beautiful Hathor cow is coming out of the mound, out of the tomb, with Ramses II. Right here, beautiful colors, beautiful yellow and blue Nemez. She has the beautiful eye of Ra. It's absolutely stunning to see this. And we see this quite often during the 19th dynasty. And down here is the burial chamber. So she's protecting the burial chamber, but also welcoming the sarcophagus and the mummy into the tomb during the funeral.
Around year 18 in 1261 BC, Nemtymes returned to Egypt with a letter from Pudahipa to Ramses and Nefertari, asking that they send Egyptian doctors to the land of Hatti to see to the failing health of Hattusilus. Pudahipa ends the letter again, calling herself and Hattusilus your servant. Ramses would agree to send the doctors in return for the Hittites to stop requesting the return of the exiled Prince Uri. It appears that the Egyptian doctors were able to help Hattusilus, who then appears to have made a trip to discuss the clauses of a peace treaty in person with Ramses at Ramesses in the Delta. A letter from an unnamed Hittite king was discovered, and hints towards being written by Hattusilus to a Syrian prince. Get ready so that we may hasten to Egypt and say, the will of the god has happened, and we shall speak directly to Ramses Usur Maitra. He gives breath to whomever he wills, and every foreign land exists according to his wish. Hatti is in his sole power. By 1259 BC, year 21 of Ramses' reign, the demanding of the return of Uri became a source of tension again. It appears that Nefertari, whose own health was failing, intervened. In my opinion, Ramses probably relented only due to the health concerns of Nefertari, and would not want to be away from her at war again. The discussions between Ramses, Hattusilus, Muttoy, Nefertari, Pudahipa, Paser, and Nemtymes to draw up a peace treaty between Egypt and Hatti finally happened.
We know that Ramses II, in my opinion, if you look at all the scenes in the temples, Ramses II tried to show that the reason that he was defeated at the beginning because he had a spy to tell him wrong information. And if you look at the way of how the scenes was depicted in Abu Simbel and Ramesses and Luxor, you can really see that Ramses did not win the war. But after that, he made more than 10 wars against the Hittites. And he won. He won the war. And this is why the king of the Hittites asked for peace. And Ramses II signed the first peace treaty in Ramesses in the Delta. Ramses II is the only king in the world that started the peace treaty with the Hittites. And the peace treaty is really an amazing to show how Ramses II and the king of the Hittites wanted peace, and how he married two daughters of the king of the Hittites.
The two opposing kings signed a peace treaty on the 10th of November, 1259 BC. The final treaty was presented on two silver plates, one in cuneiform and the other in Egyptian hieroglyphs. Of course, other copies were made. Ramses had the contents of the treaty inscribed on a wall at Karnak Temple. In the 18th article of the treaty, Ramses and Hattusilus agreed to never attack each other again, and that both countries would assist each other in times of need. The decades-long tension between the Egyptians and the Hittites had ceased, and this event would be known as the first ever peace treaty in history.
Okay, Curtis. Good to see you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Ramses II, Ramses the Great, lived a full and eventful life, with many high points and many low points. This was expected. He was raised for greatness. He left his mark not only on Egypt, but on the world. So much so that we still talk about him to today, and thus he still lives.
King of the kings.
Unfawesome.